Hello. I just spent the last hour drawing this girl that I found on Pinterest, and it took me, I think, an hour and 5 minutes. I took it farther than I meant to be, but this is the process for how I did that. I tried drawing something earlier and it just worked out really poorly, so I just want to get something on the page. I really like working like super rough to fine. Get like a general map in there. Bit of a wider nose. Did a really cute mouth. Kind of in the middle. Kind of trying to like figure out like the socket of where the eyes are. Kind of like allude to like where that like top brow is gonna be. I have a really big forehead, so I have a habit of giving everyone I draw like much bigger foreheads than I have. They like really push like doing a lot of like self-portraits in like art school, so I think I'm just like a little bit biased to giving everyone like my features. Alright, I'm gonna kind of block out where the eyes are. I read somewhere that like you want like the eyes to be like one eye distance between them. I think it's probably a good idea, but I don't really know how much I follow that. We'll fix this at some point. I'm liking the way it's going so far, though. So if I can actually like get the expression down, because I definitely struggle with like getting like expressions. And she looks like very sad. I was really liking the block out of the nose that I had in there, but I guess we're just gonna kind of abandon that. Because I liked what I had there, it just wasn't quite working with the eyes, and I think I'm a little bit more attached to the way my eyes look right now. Yeah, but I went to school for computer animation, so I really didn't draw like at all like the last 2.5 years of school. Made her nose really low. In fact, her entire bottom half of the face is really low. Yeah, we're just gonna redraw that. This is what I mean, like everything like always like just doesn't matter at this point. I think the biggest thing is like you don't want to like commit to any of these lines yet. Cause like things are gonna change, and already like the head that I drew was like, going from like down here to like up there, and like it just keeps shrinking. I don't know why. With me, like they always end up smaller than they're supposed to be. If I was smarter, I would have started drawing this in like a lighter color. So I missed the mouth that I drew a little while ago because I think that was like so cute. I drew this line here kind of like to be like the eyeball, but now I'm just gonna make it into like the eye like bag area thing. And I've already made her forehead like so much bigger than it was supposed to be. Huge forehead. She just looks like way like sadder and prettier. Use like a smaller brush now. So we're gonna like kind of follow those lines. I don't really know why it's looking like odd right now, but I think just like, cause this side's like going like this way, this one's going like this way. So that's our like biggest issue right now. So I think if we just like, I really like these like under eye things. Just like pull it back a little bit more. So I usually don't have like the opacity on for my, or like the sensitivity touch for like my eraser. Usually like I just like want it like done because I'm so like impermanent with like all of my lines, where like I'm like it's very like okay getting rid of it, which when I draw traditionally I'm not really like that. So The darkest part of the face usually is under the nose, like the little cast shadow, like right under here. It's not like super evident here, but we're just gonna draw it anyways, because I want to. See, she's not like looking sad here. I think because like she's like looking up a little bit more. All right, we're gonna flip the canvas and see. Oh no. Gosh, I hate doing that. Don't really feel like flipping my reference just because I'm kind of like in the groove right now. If I flip the reference, then it'll kind of like get me out of it. Like it's so hard for me to like stay focused, which maybe is why the recording me doing it is kind of throwing me off a little bit, but alright, we need to flip my reference. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Oh, okay, cool. Her lashes are like so long, they're like coming like all the way out here, so I'm just gonna kind of like get that like shape in there, but I don't really want to draw it quite yet. And this is coming up a little too high, I think. And even here it's like a little bit squintier. I definitely have a tendency to like draw and like redraw my pupils like over and over and over again. More of that. She definitely looks like she's been like sobbing. In fact, I think there's like literal tears on her face, so my drawing does not quite look like she's been like sobbing. This could be coming lower. I kind of want to flip it back because the reference that I have like on like my phone right now is not flipped. I'm just gonna get rid of that altogether. I like cutting into my lines a little bit. Ooh, but I'm really caffeinated right now, so she's still looking like totally like different directions. I don't have a clear like where like the eyeball like ends, so if I like, oh, all right. I think it's coming together though. She just like, this is like, it's a little bit farther down. She's like very like down, like they look very downturned here. I wouldn't be surprised if, like in like a more neutral expression, her eyes wouldn't be as like downturned, but like here, they look pretty downturned. I keep making her forehead like so big. Like I think like that's probably more where that ends. Looks better, and then this goes a lot farther back, I think, but I don't really care about what's going on back here. I just want to make sure like the face looks good. I took some like biz dev classes because it's part of like my required curriculum for school, and like finishing rendering anything was just not really like something I was interested in. Like I thought it was complete. As far as I was concerned, it was complete, but and that comes down. Because this is, I think, a little bit too far. So we're just gonna like, I don't even care to like move the whole mouth up or like redraw. I'm just gonna like make that lip bigger. I think if we do that, we're just gonna like erase it. Because that looks dumb right now. Let's see. That doesn't look good either. Alright, that I can work with for now. It's too early for this, but I like doing it, so. Alright, we're gonna put this back. Yeah, she's still not looking sad. I'm doing it myself. A little bit more like triangle, and it peaks a little bit higher, so I guess that kind of looks sad. I think her chin comes in a little bit. This comes in a little bit more. This totally comes out more. And she's got like such nice lashes. This like whole thing here is like kind of like in shadow. I think we can probably get into like shading a little bit now. My shading technique is like really stupid. I've only like recently started shading my sketches. Usually I don't even bother. I just like have them as sketches. I feel like I'm like at the point where like I've invested enough into those eyes and I kind of like the way they're looking right now to where I don't want to change them again, but like who am I to shade a little bit? I'm not even really happy with the mouth. I think it's fine, but see, this is why I shouldn't have let myself start shading so early on, because I have all these like little lines now that I'm going to like fix, and I really didn't need to do that. This is not looking, that just seems right. I'm doing this in the same layer as the sketch because I always do. I feel like as soon as I dupe it off into like a new layer, it feels like way less like important, so I'm more willing to like do dumb stuff that just looks worse. Maybe it's a little bit darker, kind of just. Also, I'm really not liking this again. And then we'll start cutting into the shadows with like a lighter color. For contrast, I really should get the hair. It's gonna look really bad, honestly, but that's fine. It's whatever. I don't even care. I don't even care. I just don't even care. I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't really like it. I'm using white now, whatever. It's a really small brush that I'm using there, which I shouldn't be doing, but it's really dark in these like corners up here. It's really, really dark. And then we can totally like carve out the chin later. I'm getting to the point where like I kind of feel like anything I do here is going to start like taking away. Like I feel like the shading just kind of looks like crud. Alright, there we go. Then we just have like some texture in it. There's like a light source coming from that side. Definitely tell I'm like half-assing it. Kind of comes down here. If I wanted to, I could go and like draw like the hair direction and everything. But I don't really. Oh, what am I even doing? Alright. I was trying so hard to like figure that out that it's just screwing everything up. Okay. So this nostril kind of comes a lot more like under here. Hard light, I don't know what that means. Hello. I kind of want to redo whatever I did here. But because I kind of just like scribbled in there, they're not really round, they're not really anything. Because it wasn't really working. I guess we probably should like figure this out. You know, I think I actually made her forehead bigger again. And I'm using like straight black now, as if like I wasn't just telling myself that was a bad idea. The goal here was never for like a finished, like totally rendered thing. It's supposed to be a sketch. And in fact, right now, we're already, I think, like past like sketch, you know, like it's getting a little bit like too rendered. And I keep making her chin like bigger. Alright, let's just try finishing this up. I think if I just keep like stay like zoomed out at this point, I can't let myself get more into the details. See, you can get like a really thin line there if we just like kind of like draw like around it. might leave the nose as that. It's so messy, but I think it gets like the point across. Very like lightly, just make that a little bit darker. Yeah. Use the eraser tool to clean up. Cool, alright, so I think we're gonna leave it at that. Maybe we'll try again another time. But in the meantime, I think the process for that was almost an hour. I think we're at like 56 minutes. So on to an hour-long sketch. Definitely not complete, but looks like a person, which is always the goal. So awesome. Just gonna